very warm welcome everyone. Thank you for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak. I am Akanksha Swaroop. After 10 days from now, it will be a month since the horrific rape and murder of a lady trainee doctor took place inside RG Kaur Medical College and Hospital in Kolkata. Despite days of protests and outrage and an entire nation demanding justice for the RG Kaur victim, nothing has happened in Bengal. Rather, rapes continue unabated, that too of minors. It has been one of the biggest lapses on the part of the Mamata Banerjee government, and this time she has had to face the wrath of not just the opposition but the citizens of Bengal too. Twists and turns are emerging daily with new revelations every day. Yesterday, it was the sensational audio tapes showing how the hospital misled Abhaya's parents, and today it was the latest image which shows how several people were at the crime scene just after the murder had taken place. That raises the question on if at all the sanctity of the crime scene was preserved. Meanwhile, a survey conducted by the IMA shows the working condition of doctors in India. Doctors across the country, particularly women, report feeling unsafe during night shifts. There's substantial scope for improving security personnel and equipment in healthcare settings. Modifications to infrastructure are essential to ensure safe, clean and accessible duty rooms, bathrooms, food and drinking water. This according to the IMA survey. While the core issue remains about ensuring safety for doctors, the state where the incident occurred has seen a significant political twist, with the Chief Minister herself issuing threats of toppling Prime Minister's chair and burning other states, that is, if Bengal burns. The BJP leaders, including Lokesh Chatterjee and Agnimitra Paul, were stopped today by the Bengal police while they marched to the State Women Commission. Mamata Banerjee has shot off another letter to Prime Minister Modi seeking a stringent anti-rape law. With all these steps, can the state government really run away from accountability? That's the big question we will be taking with our guests in just a bit. But today, Mamata Banerjee has shot another second letter to Prime Minister Modi. This is her second letter this week alone. She again reiterates in the letter need for a central legislation on incidents of rape. She writes exemplary punishment must be held for perpetrators of rape crimes, which she had stated in the first letter as well. She says she had to write this letter as she had received no response from the Prime Minister. She also states that 10 exclusive POCSO courts have already been approved by the state government in Bengal, in addition to the 88 fast-track courts. She also wrote 62 POCSO designated courts are already functioning throughout West Bengal. She also says that monitoring and disposal of cases completely in the hands of the courts and not in the state government's hands. But when the entire state is demanding answers from her, why is she shooting a letter after letter to Prime Minister? Is this just an attempt to run away from accountability? Taking a swipe at Mamata Banerjee seeking a mandatory anti-rape legislation, now India's Raksha Mantri or Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has said, and let me quote, "Our government has adopted a strict attitude towards crimes against women. Many states are not making sincere efforts. It's a heart-wrenching case that has happened in Kolkata. It's tragic and disgraceful. The centre has amended law to provide capital punishment for rapes. Law should be implemented with strictness." Meanwhile, the BJP spokesperson Amit Malviya has hit out at the West Bengal Chief Minister on platform X. He's called her a liar. Malviya says that Bengal government has not set up even a single fast-track court for addressing rape and POCSO cases. Malviya also questions that Mamata Banerjee must explain why Bengal government has done nothing for implementing stringent rules for protecting women. Under fire, Mamata Banerjee must answer why did RG Kaur mislead family, as was revealed in the audio tapes where the assistant superintendent floated the suicide theory to the parents of Abhaya. Why was there a clear bid to save the former principal Sandeep Ghosh by rehabilitating him and transferring him to another prestigious hospital? Why didn't the hospital file an FIR in the case after the murder? Why did the police also not lodge an FIR? That too after post-mortem. How did the mob of 7,000 enter the premises and vandalize the RG Kaur Medical Hospital, and the state could not comprehend what was happening? How were several people allowed at the crime scene as new images have already shown? the presence and the contamination of the crime scene. On that note, let me open the question we are probing on the Kolkata doctor rape and murder under fire. Mamata Banerjee's letter to the Prime Minister is the state now running away from accountability.
নেক্সট উইকে অ্যাসেম্বলি কল করব বিধানসভায় স্পিকারকে বলে এবং আমরা ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল অ্যাসেম্বলি থেকে আগামী 10 দিনের মধ্যে ফাঁসির ধর্ষকের ফাঁসি চাই এই বিল আমরা পাস করে রাজ্যপালের কাছে পাঠাবো।
ममता बनर्जी जी, आपकी ममता कहाँ चली गई? जिस प्रकार से निर्ममता का परिचय आप दे रही हैं, लगातार पीड़िता के माता पिता और खासकर माताजी का जो बयान आया है, ये बड़ा दुख देता है।
जिस तरीके से एक महिला के साथ जितना निंदनीय, उस घटना की जितनी निंदा की जाए उतना कम है। और आप क्या कर रही हैं बदले में? आप दोषारोपण कर रही हैं, आप दूसरे राज्यों में देख रही हैं। अपने राज्य को आप संभालिए मुख्यमंत्री ममता बनर्जी जी।
যেটা আগামী দিনে গোটা দেশব্যাপী একটা পজিটিভ চেঞ্জ আনতে পারত, সেটাকে হাইজ্যাক করে নোংরামিতে, নোংরা রাজনীতিতে নামিয়ে এনেছে।
All right, and with that, let me introduce my esteemed panelists today. I'm joined in by Mr. Tom Vadakan, who is the spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party, Mr. Riju Datta, who is the national spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, Mr. A.K. Jain, who is a former IPS officer, and Dr. Tripti Gilada, who is a physician. Many thanks to you for joining in, Dr. Tripti and the gentleman. Riju, of course, since the TMC is currently in the dock, when, according to the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, the laws on rape have already been amended, that has already been established by the Raksha Mantri today. I want to know, why is the Chief Minister crying foul in terms of not receiving the relevant response or the matter not being treated seriously enough? Who is not treating the matter seriously, especially when the Chief Minister is crying foul in that letter to the Prime Minister yet again?
Okay, now we all remember the Nirbhaya case. After the Nirbhaya case happened on the floor of the parliament, whether it was Mayawati ji, and I'm quoting, whether it was Mallikarjun Kharge, whether it was Derek O'Brien, even Sushma Swaraj ji, the late great Sushma Swaraj ji, they all said that we need stringent laws in the country. And a lot of stringent laws were brought in after the Nirbhaya case happened. But has the picture changed? Rape is a social disease which is not only happening in Calcutta, it has happened yesterday in Uttar Pradesh, it is happening in Bihar, it is happening in Tamil Nadu, it is happening in Karnataka. The only way, Akanksha, you are a woman, we have a woman panelist who is also a physician. The only way rape can be stopped in India is if you instill fear among the criminals, or if I may call them the animals who are perpetrators of this crime. So when Mamata Banerjee writes to the union government and none other than the Prime Minister, who's the chief of the country, that we need a central legislation and exemplary punishment on heinous crimes like rape and murder with mandatory provision of disposal of cases in a specific time frame, where is she wrong? She has said, in our capacity, we will bring, in our legislation, we will bring a law where capital punishment for rape. Abhishek Banerjee, my leader, my National General Secretary, has said in the winter session, I will bring a private member bill where I will ask the union government that there should be a fast-track court, a specific time frame where within 15 days, if convicted of rape and murder, that culprit should be hanged by the gallows. Where is Trinamool Congress, Mamata Banerjee or Abhishek Banerjee wrong? Are we asking it for our party cadres or women? We are asking for the women of Bengal, we are asking for the women of this country. My question is, either you ask stringent laws to stop rape at all, or like our Raksha Mantri or Defense Minister, you pick and choose and do rape tourism. What do you want? Do you want politics or do you want a solution?
Tom
Because
Vadakan,
nothing has
I'd like
changed.
to, no.
Nothing has
Tom
changed.
Vadakan, I'd like to bring you in. It's been very clearly stated now in the amended versions of rape law that such investigations have to be wrapped up. It's mandated that they be wrapped up within 2 months. Not to forget that capital punishments already been asked for in case the victim is murdered. Then where is it that what justifies or explains the demand for a central legislation?
Let me first put something on record. Srimati Annapurna Devi, Union Minister of Women and Child Development, on a letter dated 25th August 24, responded to the letter of Mamta ji, out of which she pointed out, point 4, she specifically mentions in West Bengal, not even a single fast-track court was set up for addressing rape and POSCO cases.
Mr. Vadakan,
And
I've
no,
been raising that since day one. Ever since Annapurna Devi also highlighted it, this is a different aspect which also I will be getting into. But please do highlight the new amended aspect of the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, which has already amended rape laws, and then the demand is now turning out to be more like whataboutery when you're constantly asking the central to bring in legislations when the legislations are already extremely strict in place.
Akansha, the fact of the matter is this is whataboutery. This is passing the buck. There are currently 48,600 cases pending. And pending not just in the court. My TMC spokesman will say it's pending in the court. It is the investigative arm of this government. The investigative arm has not completed investigation. They are busy, I'm sorry to use a word, cover-up operation. Majority of the cases are party workers of their own, and they are into this business of massive cover-up operation. What happened at the medical college? One telephone call from the hospital saying she's sick. 30 minutes later, she's committed suicide. The entire area has the evidences on the locale have been diluted. A mob enters the premises under the supervision of the police is watching, and they come and destroy evidence. Destruction of the construction. Where is the murder done? And you've seen visuals of people all over the place. What kind of evidence is left?
All right. Mr. A.K. Jain, first we see a veiled threat coming in from the Bengal Chief Minister where she says that if Bengal burns, it will also happen to the national capital, not to forget the very many states like Assam and the Northeast who were also threatened. Now we see a second letter being shot off where the need for a central legislation is being brought in. I'm sure you're very well versed with the amended laws. Please share your views.
Laws after Nirbhaya murder, they were amended. Capital punishment has been provided. In the latest Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, topmost priority has been given to the cases relating to women and girls. Capital punishment is there. Time-bound investigation, time-bound disposal by court has been mentioned, and it is mandatory now. I don't see any reason why such letters are being written. None of the chief ministers of any state, they have written any such letter. And she is free if she wants some legislation, state legislation, if she wants that more stringent provisions should be there. There is no need to write for it. She has the numbers in the assembly and she can get the legislation passed. As far as setting up fast-track courts are concerned, as far as monitoring with the chief justice of the state, with the district judge of each district, there are monitoring cell committees, monitoring cell meetings. They regularly take place regarding heinous crimes, and DM, SP, and district judge, they are the members. So it should be taken up. Investigation in such cases should be completed as early as possible, and charge sheet should be submitted in the court. I don't see any reason of writing these letters because it will not serve any purpose. It's just a defense mechanism and nothing else. The way the case has been handled right from the beginning, you have seen in paper the reports regarding 3 calls made by a lady assistant superintendent, and she has confessed before CBI that she was told to lie. She was told to. Who's the person who's telling her to tell lie? Action should be taken against all these persons. It's a total cover up, and West Bengal government, West Bengal police has miserably failed in this case.
All right. Dr. Gilada, thank you for so patiently awaiting your turn. Where do you think are the lapses? Riju, I'm going to come to you. Please await your turn. Where do you think are the lapses? Is it not in the implementation?
First of all, as a citizen of the country, as a woman and as a doctor, it really is heartbreaking, and it really makes our blood boil to see such a heinous crime being politicized, passing the buck, blaming the center, blaming the state, when it's actually a problem right from the start. One is just the lack of security at workplaces, especially hospitals and government hospitals more so. And then when such crimes happen, I mean, rape is, of course, the other extreme, but there have been n number of violence in hospitals and not a single conviction. Where is the fear to target doctors? There isn't a fear. And when this happens, of course, there are a lot of discussions, promises made, bills and acts talked about, but nothing happens. And these things continue, another rape and more crimes. So I think it's time that all political parties, it's a problem that every state is facing. No state, no city is immune to rapes. It's not immune to crime.
True.
It's time that we really have to get together and see where the problem is. And of course, there is problem in implementation of the acts and the bills.
Riju, I'm going to point out to the standard operating procedure for crime investigation. This is an SOP which has been shared by the Union Home Ministry, and it clearly goes on to state the importance of contamination control when it comes to actually the protecting and the entire crime scene. It says contamination control and preventing cross-contamination at scene of crime is essential to maintain the safety of personnel and integrity of evidence. Limit scene access to people directly involved in scene processing. I'm sure you've seen all those images that have surfaced. Do you not think that that speaks of a disaster committed by the Kolkata police when it failed to protect the scene of crime that day?
Now, Akanksha, give me the courtesy of time. I have to go one by one.
Yes.
First, for fast-track courts, what Mr. Vadakan said was an absolute lie. In terms of fast-track court, I am just showing you a picture. You cannot see the picture, but I will mention you where you can find it. It's an annexure given in Rajya Sabha. Answered question number 904, reply on 27th of July 2023. So it's a public document in Rajya Sabha. The 3 highest states with fast-track court, number 1 is Uttar Pradesh with 372, second is Maharashtra with 97, and third is West Bengal with 88 fast-track courts. So first slide. Second, what Dr. Gilada said, I completely agree with her that there is no doctor security in the entire country. Doctors have been demanding CPA, Central Protection Act. Lockdown and demonetization was put on this country in half an hour's notice. Why is CPA not brought? Why is that bill not brought? If the CPA bill is brought, we will support it unanimously. Point number 1. Number 2. Number 3, crime scene. There's an ex-IPS officer here. This crime scene visuals were explained by none other than the Commissioner of Police, that there was a 40 square feet area that was cordoned off, and the visual that you are showing was after the forensic have collected evidence and the crime
and
scene
yet
was released.
the Bengal police failed to protect the scene on the night on the eve of Independence Day. Yet they were unarmed. Yet they failed to anticipate the number of people who would turn up during that violent mob attack.
I will say, it is not for me to say, the Commissioner of Police has said on the eve of Independence Day on 14th night, when the mob vandalized the Arjikar hospital, the Commissioner of Police have openly said in a press conference that they made a mistake in assessment of the crowd. So they said, they raised their hand up and said, yes, we have made a mistake. Now, lastly, so let me finish, please. Audio calls. Audio calls were made by somebody who said, like the ex-IPS officer said that she was asked to lie or whatever. From 13th of August, today is 30th of August. 17 days, the case is with the CBI. The main principals, Dr. Shandip Ghosh, who everybody knows, for the last 12 days on a daily basis, he's been grilled by CBI for 12 hours. The CBI can grill this assistant super whenever they want. Why from day one, after Kolkata police has arrested the primary accused within 12 hours, CBI has not made one extra arrest? Why they have not arrested this principal?
Yes, I'm
Why
going to
they
take
have
that
not come
question.
with
It's a very
press
valid
conference?
question, Riju.
So
We are
CBI is
all
liable.
we all want to ask that question from the CBI as well, Riju. Very valid question, but I'm going to fact check you on 2 points. First of all, 123 courts, fast track courts, which includes POCSO courts, 23 of them have been sanctioned by the centre. This has come from Annapurna Devi. She says that you have failed to implement them. Today in that letter, the Chief Minister has claimed that we have implemented 10 of them. This, when the scheme was brought in 2019, please let me finish. I allowed you to speak. In 2019, the scheme was brought in. It took you 4 years to take cognizance of that scheme. When in 2023's June, you finally sit up, wake up and smell the coffee, and then you agree to implement those schemes. And let's talk about the existing fast track courts. Over 3 lakh cases. Let me be precise, 3,31,629 cases of crime against women. These trials are pending in West Bengal, and let me tell you, that's the highest number of pending cases in Bengal itself. And you have the audacity to talk about fast track courts? Mr. Tom Vadakan, please go ahead and let me now ask Mr. Tom Vadakan. You know, the need for transferring the case to CBI was that the Bengal police is incompetent. But what is the competency that has been displayed by the CBI so far?
CBI has got to the bottom of the issue. The problem here is evidences have been removed, variety of interrogation is on. He's worried about Mr. Ghosh's interrogation. Look at the worry when he's talking about Mr. Ghosh. He's the prime mover. He's the person who is responsible for running the college. He's the person responsible. No, CBI will go further than that. Don't worry. You just wait and watch. We have enough of evidences to hang many of your compatriots, Mr. Riju. Please wait. CBI is well into the act. They know exactly what has happened. So just wait for time. Don't be in a hurry. You can shoot another letter, but that doesn't matter. What about 12
years, Tomji, 12 years.
Like Akansha mentioned, not about the fast court case, not operational till mid-June 2023, my friend Riju. What were you doing? Now you're showing me an evidence. Yes, there are so many courts, but where is the investigative hand working? The Kolkata police or the Bengal police is under the iron arm of a great home minister, which Bengal has never seen. A great chief minister, a great health minister. Rijuji, have some shame that you come on a television and call me a liar.
BJP should
you
be
call me a
liar.
Politics. I'm sorry.
Instead of finding a solution, all you are doing is vulture politics. That is shameful.
No. Solutions are there, but we have to find the criminals behind it. We are working on it. And what the doctor on this panel said is exactly the truth.
Riju,
there is no safety for women
I agree
doctors.
That there's need for a Central Protection Act for doctors, but when it comes to protecting women alone, let me tell you, nothing is happening on ground level. 7 rapes, mostly minors, in some cases murders too, reported from West Bengal in just the last 48 hours. I can see the list. Shocking cases, 3 alone from 29th and 4 alone on 30th of August. What does this explain? Nothing has changed on ground level. Minors continue to get raped.
Akansha, when you have got these data, can you give us data of Uttar Pradesh as well, Gujarat as well? Like I said, it's a social disease. 90 women get raped in India on a daily basis.
Look at the RG medical case. It's horrifying. It's happened in a hospital, state-run hospital, where portfolios of health and home belong to the Chief Minister of West Bengal. Don't
Are
demean
you
the victim.
trivializing
Don't
rape?
demean the grieving parents of that victim by talking
Why
about.
are you trivializing rape of other places?
You
If
are
rape in
trivializing
Calcutta
it
is
by
innocent,
not
rape in other
owning
states
up.
not.
Be chivalrous enough to own to the lapses that have taken place. Mr. Jain, if I could bring you in.
If the lapses have taken place, the CBI will prove those lapses in the Supreme Court of Law. On 5th of September, the status report is going to come out. Lot of national channel like yours have accessed the status report, and they have said that it is not a case of gang rape. Evidence have not been compromised. Then let the CBI say what BJP spokesperson say, what me says, what you says. How does it matter? Let the Supreme Court give the verdict.
Are you seriously going to say that the evidence has not been compromised? Mr. Jain, do you really think that it makes sense when Riju is saying that
Wait
the
for
evidence
5th
has
of
not been
September.
compromised? What explains the delay as well?
It's a blatant lie, nothing else. Everybody knows, even he knows, entire country knows that evidence has been compromised.
Sir, are you
The
accessible to
crime
CBI
scene,
status
crime
report?
scene, crime scene was visited by so many people. This lady doctor is saying that your daughter is ill, come here. Then she's saying she's in a critical condition. She has been taken to the
Emergency ward.
emergency ward. Although she was never shifted. She was never shifted. She was just lying there. She was already dead when she was when her body was recovered. So all these things they point
Why
out,
has
and I would
CBI
like
not
to ask
arrested her?
Mr. Riju, who were the people when police commissioner is admitting that he didn't make proper arrangement? Who were these people who attacked? Who were these people?
My question to you, sir, Mr. A.K. Jain is, are you privy to the status report of the CBI? How can you say what I'm saying is a blatant lie? I can say the same thing to you. It won't be courteous. You are very senior,
Because
sir. Are you privy to the status report?
Goons. They were the goons of TMC. That's why you are not admitting it.
किसी और की बात
And
कर रहे हैं,
and
जो
it has been
vandalism के साथ
going on in West Bengal for last so many decades. Gundas are there. Congress government also they were there, and they are flourishing. And communists also they were there. And in TMC it has become an organized racket. I have read so many articles. I have read so many books on it. So one has to take action against such criminals. And if they will have the say in the state, then who will get the justice? Who will get justice? No one will get justice. And as far as laws to protect doctors are concerned, UP has UP specific law. It's a very stern law, and action is immediately taken against people who attack nurses, doctors on duty in private hospitals or in government hospitals. We have implemented it in the state, and it is very much there. It is open to West Bengal government to have such an act, but they are not having it. They should implement. They have the right to frame laws regarding this. Why are they waiting for CPA? Just cooking up stories and nothing else, and putting blame on central government.
I'm going to bring in Mr. Tom Vadakan before I take closing thoughts from Dr. Gilada. Mr. Vadakan, many are in fact blaming the TMC government for not using the same yardstick when it comes to allowing protests conducted by the TMC itself, whereas the same yardstick is not being applied to the BJP. We've seen that also happened today when several of the BJP Mahila Morcha netas were also detained, including the likes of Aloke Chatterjee and Agnimitra Paul, who were not allowed to go ahead to the State Women's Commission. Eventually, they did go there and carry out that symbolic protest. But is also not sort of muffling those protests also a draconian way of the government in Bengal to throttle freedom of speech and expression?
Akamsha, they talk about democracy being murdered. Their team leader, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, talks about... I don't know. There's no comment coming from him. There's no comment coming from the allied partners. The India alliance is looking the other way. This is not politicization. This is the emotional outburst of the people of West Bengal that has seen this. And they are being crushed with an iron hand. If you remember, and if you go for a Google search on Mamta's background, she came through protests. She came through all this protests that she had put up against CPM. And today she's using the police force to destroy protests. They have a right to protest, and the right to protest is being taken over by this lady chief minister who happens to be the home minister and who happens to be the health minister. It's a sorry state of affairs. The whole world knows about it. Now, I don't want to add anything to it because this is a fact that is facing us today.
All
And
right.
if you want to mess it up with other states, let's focus on this state because this is something that we cannot pass. There's a doctor who's worked for 37 hours on her feet and she's gone there to rest, and they do that to her.
And
If
she
this
didn't
is
even
the
have a
fate,
resting area, which is why I'm going
yes,
to bring in
and
Dr. Gilada. Dr. Gilada, the IMA has conducted a survey which talks about the plight of doctors, not just in West Bengal, but across the entire nation, which is why, keeping in mind what the Supreme Court had to say, what the Honorable CJI had to say when it had taken suo moto cognizance of the entire issue. He had said that this is not just about a rape and murder, but it is about the systemic violence which is being borne by doctors across the country, which is why I'd like you to share your thoughts on how it is high time the country addresses the safety concerns for doctors.
So I agree that it's a multifactorial problem. There are some things that can be changed quickly and some will require systemic changes. But I think what can really happen quickly is just the mere lack of timely prosecution and conviction. I think that really needs to change. The other thing that really can change is the security offered in hospitals. I think that's it's a non-negotiable thing that doctors are demanding. If we really need to work, we need to be able to work fearlessly. And that's the only way that we can really work. And of course, doctors are the face of just a weakened health system. So there are a lot of lapses along the health strata, and we just become face of it. We become targets for violence. And therefore, it requires a lot of change. And instead of fighting with each other, I think we must use this incident, like all the other incidences, to really get together and really change if we really need to function well.
Absolutely, and perhaps not create a tough war between the ruling parties and the opposition. Many thanks to you, Dr. Gilada, and the gentleman for joining in on this very insightful discussion on Plain Speak. And with that, it's time to slip into a quick break. But as Me Too tremors hit the Malayalam film industry, heat is mounting on actor M. Mukesh after rape allegations against him. There are now demands growing for the resignation of the actor turned politician. We'll be probing into that, but in just a bit.